friends, it's Nancy, and I have finished my final buffalo check journal. So this is covered in fabric. It's about 9.5 by 6.5. I've made this fabric book plate by stamping the word Christmas onto some vintage linen and layering it with some lace and another piece of fabric, stitching on some buttons. So this one, I went with a theme of antique Santas. So, and sort of a woodlands feel as well. So let's get started. So here is an image of a vintage Santa, but this is a little paper bag, and you can both tuck something behind that or put something in the bag. If I can, it's too far away from my face. This is a journal card, so it's been adhered to some file folder and stitched around. This is a little die cut here. It's got a little bit of glitter on it, and I've clipped inside this picture of chickadees in snow, and it's backed with some vintage ledger paper. And I've sewn a little button on the top. So that this is a pocket, and just tuck that in. So you don't really need this altered paper clip, but again, I've stitched a button on there and added a little fabric and ribbon. It's not really holding anything. You can move it around anywhere, maybe as a placeholder of some kind. This is a die cut of a vintage Santa, and inside I've added this piece of card, and it's the Naughty and Nice list. So it gets tucked right in there. Here is an envelope that I've made out of vintage music, and inside I've stitched in some vintage ledger. It's really creamy colored, and I've got this big applique, and inside I've put in a tag. This was actually a flashcard about this is a tamarack. I thought it looked kind of Christmassy, so I just tucked that in there, and the song is called The Evergreen. I don't think I need that paper clip. I'll take it out. So this is on a vintage book page. This is a vintage recipe book from, I want to say 1949. And here's a happy Santa there, and I've just tucked in this piece of card. It says Merry Christmas. You can journal on that card, and this is stitched around. This is copy paper. Just put a little decoration here. It was sort of too small to use as a pocket, and this is a fussy cut. This came out of a 1930s book about trees, and I just chose the ones that were evergreens. Vintage piano music. Look at all the people shopping. This is a vintage Christmas card. I love that they put the image on the inside. And I've made some tags. These are all pretty simple. They've been stitched around. I've added a little bit of natural colored ribbon with printed with snowflakes. This is actually a rub-on, this little Santa here, and I fussy cut some little holly. Here's another page from the vintage tree book. This is a rub-on of a Santa unpacking his sack on copy paper, recipe book. This is a little tuck spot image, and there's I don't know, 4 pieces of note paper there. I just tucked up in there. Vintage book paper. This is fussy cut image of Santa. I like him in the blue. This is one of the tags that we made in my tutorial that has little mini tags in the back, and I've put it attached it here with this breasted bulldog clip. Okay, next signature we have music paper, journaling card. I've stitched around that little pocket with some lace. This is from a Ideal magazine, but a small one. So here it says Christmas greetings, and you could sign your name. Vintage children's book. Look at this, it has holiday menus. I want all of these things. How to roast a turkey. More copy paper, and I've just added this button and some ribbon to a paper clip, and that's to hold this journaling card. Maybe you remember seeing this crocheted bit in my thrift haul from Friday, and I've just adhered that to a journaling card that I made with an image of deer and some card. This is another vintage Christmas card, and both sides have pockets, but again this is a tag with a rub on and some fussy cuts. And it has poinsettia on the back too. Copy paper, Christmas candies, more children's book, Ideal magazine, scrapbook paper, and this is a tuck spot. You can pop stuff in there, and this also opens up. And this is a tuck spot, so you can tuck stuff up under there. Little pocket I made from an image of a vintage Christmas card. And inside there's this drawing of a deer, some fabric tie, vintage book page, vintage music paper. This is another holiday cookbook. It was all cookies. I believe this was from 1962. Ideal magazine, copy paper, and here I have a tuck spot. This is a die cut of a Santa Claus. It's got a little bit of glitter on his tree, and this is an illustration of Santa. And this is it's an applique, it's embroidery. It had some glitter in the center, so I believe it's a poinsettia, a white poinsettia, but I put this button on instead. And it's stitched around on this dark paper. A little bit of a ruffle. And another vintage Christmas card. This one again has a similar tag to the others, and the natural ribbon, natural colored ribbon with the snowflakes matches the scrapbook paper. There's a little pocket, and inside is the second tag that we made together from the recipe card. Has these little vocabulary cards in the back, so we can put it that way if we want, but the old log fire. So this is from the Ideal magazine, recipe book, piano. It's really simple piano music. Copyright 1967. children's book again. Here is a, this is called The Holly and Ivy. So I have this little image here that I fussy cut, and it has ivy and, actually it's fern, isn't it? And holly. And I made a little collage with some cheesecloth and some torn paper. And you can open it up and do some journaling in there. It can also be used as a pocket. And this little altar paper clip, I've stitched a button onto some fabric. And there, it's just there to hold that closed. Book page, copy paper, Ideal magazine, music, recipe book. It's cute, eh? And here's another vintage Christmas card with a tag. It has holly on the back. It's beautiful. Music, Ideal magazine. Here's another die-cut Santa, and I've just created this using an image of a postcard and stitched it onto some file folder. It just gets tucked in there. The last tree book page. This is a rub-on Santa, and here I've made this little tuck spot, and again, this is a journal card I made by taking an image of a Christmas card and stitching around it. So that is my final buffalo check book. I will be listing it on Etsy. If you're seeing this video, it's been listed. And thanks so much for watching this video. And welcome to my channel if you're a newcomer. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below.